All right. How's it going there? I am Braden Schmidt, a participant with Praxis, and this week I'm going to be interviewing some people for different job roles. This is my good buddy Adam, and Adam, why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
I'm Adam Litteral, 19, gonna be 20 this month.
Awesome, man. What do you do for a living?
I'm a salesperson.
Salesperson?
Mhm.
Cool, cool. Where do you work, man?
I work with Cutco.
Cutco. All right. What does Cutco do?
So basically we sell the highest kitchen cutlery in the world.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I think my family actually owns some, so that's really cool.
Good stuff.
How long have you been doing sales, man?
Oh, sales I've been doing for about 2 years now.
2 years? All right. How long have you been with Cutco?
I'd say a few months.
A few months?
Probably a few months.
Cool, man. All right. I got a few questions for you here that we're just going to go through.
Sounds
So, first off, what would you say your role typically entails on a daily basis? What are you doing day to day?
Day to day, a lot of planning, a lot of scheduling,
Okay.
phone calls and stuff. Just really putting in as much experience in my job as possible.
Gotcha.
So,
All right. So, do you do a lot of cold calling then?
no.
No? All right. How often are you cold calling, would you say?
If I ever have to cold call, I'd say it's about every other month.
Every other month?
Yeah, about twice every other
Right.
month.
So, how are you finding your clients?
Mainly work through referrals.
Referrals?
Through people I know, they just refer me to people they know.
Awesome, man. That's super cool. So then, like sales calls, how does that work for you? You're going out, you're selling stuff. What does that kind of look like on a day-to-day basis for you?
I'd say I do about 3 at most a day.
3 a day? Gotcha.
Even then, that's a little much. So I try to
Okay.
keep at least about 1 or 2 a day. And from there, I just show off the product, tell them all about it, give them all the small details, and see where we go with it.
Gotcha, man.
Yeah.
So kind of like, almost like a brand ambassador then,
Mhm.
right? Not only are you selling it, you're really out there promoting your
Mhm.
product.
Yeah.
That's super cool, man.
Mhm.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. So I got a question here. Why is your particular role important to the overall health and well-being of your business?
I think, you just need people who are willing to support your product
Yeah,
and
of
go
course.
out there and be able to show it off so you
Yeah.
don't have to do it all yourself. And you just need a bunch of faces to just kind of advertise the company.
Yeah, man,
So.
for sure. So, I mean, sales is really the heart of a company, the way I like
Mhm.
to think of it. Because without sales, you're not going to make any money.
Yeah.
Your company's going to fail, right?
Yeah.
So, as far as sales roles within Cutco, is everyone kind of like you, like a salesman? You go out and you do
Mhm.
these sales calls. Is that how you guys make sales typically?
Mhm. Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's super cool. All right. What would you say, for you personally, is the hardest part about your role with
The
Cutco?
hardest part about my role is really trying to make sure I schedule enough appointments for a week.
Gotcha.
Calling I'm not typically fond of,
Okay.
but it needs to be done, so I do it.
So,
I would prefer not to, but
So when
do
you say
it.
you don't cold call, I mean, obviously cold calling means you're calling someone that has no idea
Yeah.
that you're ready to call. From what it sounds like, the way you explained to me earlier today, what your typical calling looks like is these are customers that either know that they're going to be getting a call from you,
Mhm.
or they have some interest in your product already, and you're giving them a call to set it up. So that's
Yeah.
probably a little bit easier than cold calling.
It's
maybe.
easier for sure,
Okay,
yeah.
awesome. And are you doing these calls every day? Is this like a few times a week? What are we talking?
I'd say about 3 days a week.
3 days
I
a week?
do just an hour, just a bulk of just calling people.
Gotcha,
So,
man.
yeah.
Cool, cool. I mean, what would you say is the most rewarding part about your role?
Experience.
Experience? Yeah.
Mhm. In sales, experience is the most important part.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, I mean, because sales isn't something that people are just naturally gifted at.
Mhm.
There's a lot of, there's a lot of rejection in there that you have to learn to deal with, right?
Yeah.
And it's something that kind of takes practice over time,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people will tell you that sales is like 70% psychology, 80% psychology. Like,
Oh yeah,
is that
absolutely.
something you agree with?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it really does come down to a lot more practice than anything, right?
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Gotcha,
if
man.
you're convinced with yourself, they're gonna be convinced with you.
I like that. So it's a confidence thing. for sure then.
Absolutely.
Cool, man. So is there anything cool or interesting about your role in sales that you think most people don't know?
Um, that's a really good question. I would say, you know, a lot of people think this is just a door-to-door thing.
Yeah.
Salespeople are marketed off as just people who just push items in
Well,
your
yeah, they're
face.
kind of marketed as like a sleazy slime ball,
Yeah.
like a car salesman, right?
Yeah.
Guy that gets in your face. He's always telling you about all these deals that he
Mm-hmm.
gives to everybody.
Yeah.
They're slime balls, right? That's the
Exactly.
worldview of a salesman. How do you differ from that? What makes you different from that, you know, sociological view of what a salesman is?
Uh, you know, we build rapport with our customers. We're friends with our customers
Yeah.
right off the bat. And um, with that, if you build a relationship, you build a foundation. A
Yeah.
lot of these car salesmen or door to door salesmen, they don't really build a relationship. They're just here to sell something.
Yep.
They're not here, they may not necessarily support their product.
Yeah.
And if you support your product and you build rapport, the more customers you're going to make happy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And I mean, when you say car salesman or door-to-door salesman, you mean that figuratively, right? Like,
Yeah.
I've never had a guy show up at my door and be like, "Hey, man, you want to come check out this car outside?"
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I totally agree with that. I really like that view there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Now we got this question. I think this is the one we just covered, really. But are there any other negative stereotypes or misconceptions that people have about this role that you think are untrue?
Honestly, there's a lot of them. A lot of products will lie
Yeah.
about what they sell.
Well, obviously in sales, that's a really big issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because a big thing with salesmen is they're just trying to get their product out, right? They make
Exactly.
their commissions. That's all they care about. They don't get behind their product. They just want to push it out. They want to sell it. They want to get in your face.
Mm-hmm. And
So
if the salesperson doesn't support the product, why should the customer support the product?
exactly, that's a really
So,
good point.
yeah.
No, that's a really great point. Yeah, because I mean, from my point of view, at least, I think a lot of the negative stereotypes that surround a salesman are issues with, like, they lie a lot, or they're manipulative, or
Yeah.
they're pushy, or
Absolutely, yeah.
a salesman. When you think of a salesman, you think of someone that's not very likable.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
But you're a likable guy.
Thank you so
I've known
much.
you for a little while. You're a pretty cool dude.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah, man. All right. Now, this is a really important question here. What does it take to be successful in a sales role?
As I've said before, experience.
Yep.
You gotta support your product.
Gotta support it. Okay.
Always support your product. Even if your product is trash, if you want to sell it, you're gonna have
You gotta
to.
support your product. Get behind what you're selling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Absolutely, and mainly that.
Mainly that.
Always build rapport. Also.
Build rapport.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know what that was. All right. Okay. So build rapport.
Yeah.
Get behind your product.
Absolutely.
Experience. And experience comes over time, right? Not
Mhm.
everyone's you're not gonna bust out in your first day as a salesman and land a $20,000 sale in anything. Right?
Exactly.
Okay. I like that, man.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, for you specifically, what made you decide to go into sales?
My dad is a helicopter salesman.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of? So like he sells helicopters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No
He's
kidding.
and over time, he sold airplanes, simulators, drones,
No
and
kidding.
helicopters. So
No kidding.
Yeah.
So does he sell this to like military? Is this for private use? Is this like
mainly medical.
medical?
Mhm.
Okay.
A
So
lot
like,
of airlift stuff.
okay.
So
No kidding.
yeah.
And like he just sells full helicopters.
Full
Not-
helicopters.
Not
He
even
goes
like.
in.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's
It's
actually
like,
super
you
sick.
know, it's like door to door, but instead this is like state to state or country to country kind
Okay.
of thing.
Wow.
So
No kidding.
yeah.
So has your dad taught you a lot about sales then?
He's told me a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've just, I've kind of just seen him go through all of this over time.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
I've just picked up a lot of the knowledge
Okay.
from him without him actually saying it to me.
That's
So,
awesome. Do
yeah.
you ever go to him for advice?
Yeah, every once in a while I'm like, I need some help with this customer. What should I do? He deals with a lot of customer service people.
Okay.
So, he's always around them and he's like, this is what they do.
Okay.
And I get some good tips from him. So, yeah.
Gotcha, man. That's super cool. All right. So I already asked you what it takes to be successful in the role, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, what kind of hard skills are necessary for this role? You know, hard skills. You know the difference between soft skills and hard skills.
Not quite sure.
So a hard skill would be something like, you know, if you know how to use Microsoft Excel
Okay.
or PowerPoint,
Yeah.
or a hard skill is something that,
That takes time and experience.
well, that and it has, you know, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is.
No, I get you.
It's it has something tangible to it, you know.
I think skills in general, you just need to be able to talk to people.
Talk to people, right? So
And feel comfortable with people and build relationships.
build relationships.
That's the most important part.
So it comes down a lot to like maybe just being a personable person, like someone that people like, someone that people can enjoy.
Yes.
You know,
And you don't have to walk into this having sales experience.
yeah.
Anyone
I mean,
can
of
sell
course.
a product if they are able to talk to people, if they're able to be convincing.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be convincing and you have to
Yeah.
be able to build a relationship and talk
Yeah.
with people.
I mean, and that's a really important part I think about. You keep mentioning building rapport. Is you have to be someone that people are going to trust, someone that you can almost create a friendship with someone off the bat, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially if you don't want to come off as the sleazy car salesman. Right?
Exactly,
Yeah. No, I really like that, man. So would you say then maybe this role is kind of more geared towards extroverts rather than introverts, since you're dealing with a lot of people, a lot of calling, a lot of things that give some people anxiety, stresses people out.
Personally, I think anyone could do it.
Really?
If you really have enough dedication, you can do it.
Why is that?
Extrovert or introvert, you know.
All right. Would you
All
say
you have
you're
to
more
do is-
extroverted or introverted?
I'd say I'm a little more extroverted.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's
But-
same here. So.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see, you know, a lot of these introvert people. I've seen a lot of them go into sales.
Yeah.
And they do really well. It's just training.
Training.
You know, you just got to train yourself.
Yeah. It's practice,
And
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to like go up to complete strangers on the street and talk to them. This is people you've already called. This is people that you know through someone or that the company knows, so you're comfortable with.
Gotcha.
You know, be convincing.
All right.
Be comfortable. If you're not comfortable, the customer's not going to be comfortable. So,
I like that, man. That's really great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, Adam Litteral, right?
yes.
Adam Litteral, Braden Schmidt. I want to thank you, man, for coming out here today. I know
Thank you
that
so
this
much.
was a bit of a drive for you. Thank you for meeting up with me.
Yeah,
so we
man.
can do this
Anytime.
in person. That's really awesome, man. So, you know, if you could give me maybe a quick recap, just some stuff we talked about, you know, for you specifically in your sales role, what would you recap out of what we've talked about today?
Well, first off, always build rapport.
Always build rapport. Okay.
Be comfortable with the customer and be a
Alright.
friend with the customer. Support your product.
Gotcha.
As I said, if you don't support your product,
Why should they
customer
support you? Yeah.
won't
Why
support
should
it.
they support it?
exactly.
All
Be
right.
convincing, and also be grateful for the experience you get. Don't take the experience for granted, because the more experience you build up over time, the more you're going to do. So experience
man.
is very important in sales and in any career. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, I love it.
all right.
All right. Thank you so much for coming out, my friend.
Thank you, man.
And, you know, let's keep in touch.
All right. Sounds great.
Awesome. Thank you for everyone who tuned in to watch.
Thank
Again,
you.
It's Braden Schmidt, and have a nice day.